So Team Hellhound are a pretty famous tabletop team, of which I tried to recruit one to Team Fantastic for the Fumble tournament, which was pretty funny. So let's see, are there any skills? He's got block. So if you go by the name is unplayable, but it does tell you what level they are. So you've got only the runner who's got skills. Additional skills. Ah, yeah, live above there. Or below it. Right, World Cup live. Let's go. Right. Yeah, Jokero is who I tried to recruit to Team Fantastic, which was pretty funny. So this should be interesting, seeing how Wood Elves play against Dwarves. Standard Wood Elves setup. He got his apple after the first game, and the Dwarves, he's gone max positionals. Right. So nothing crazy, but it's going to be interesting to see how it does it. What Endzone does is he puts a few guys this side and a few guys this side, and to try and stretch them one way or the other, I guess. So of course going for the reroll management there. Just call it the fucking Dwarf Cup. Take notes, yeah, exactly, Jam Toast. So there you go, I mean 1 in 9'd it. He couldn't really afford the reroll there, I don't think. I just swore then. Did I just swear? God damn it, I shouldn't look at chat. Yeah, Dwarves aren't really very good at... They're weird. They're not that good at winning, are they? If they lose the coin toss in overtime, they lose the match. Which is just absolutely guaranteed. Almost. So it's interesting. Yeah, that the dwarf coach who played Lupac was absolutely terrible. Completely, like, it's outrageous how bad some of the people who qualified are. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how bad some people are in this tournament. It really is. Makes me very, very sad that I didn't qualify. Sound effects are disabled at the moment, Pensible, due to it being the old casting. So yeah, some people would have blitzed the war dancer. So I don't know. Gamer O says, I think Dwarves are a decent shot to win the World Cup, in that they're pretty strong for the best of 3 against Elves. Yes, exactly, Jam Toast. I don't think some would have happened. I think it would have been spammed a lot. So yeah, I had to do that. So yeah, he's keeping his shape. So this guy obviously knows something, which is surprising, because he's a qualified.
I feel the need.
Thank you for the follow.
The need for speed.
Yeah. Game Roll says thank you. But the thing is, he's qualified from the private league, so he could, people who qualify from the private leagues could be any standard, because it's really, to win, all they had to do was win 3 games in a row. That's all I had to do from the UK BBL. And look back, winning 3 in Balshire, winning 3 games in a row is really, really rather easy, isn't it? Even though I failed to win 3 in a row. It's a lot easier than 20 in a row, no matter how bad your opponents are. So it's interesting that he wants to carry with his catcher rather than, and then leave his war dancers to fight, because you don't really want to fight with them, because they're getting hit back with tackle. And so now he's kind of got to protect 3 players rather than just 2. But I guess he kind of had to protect the catcher as well, so why not carry the ball with him? Fair chance of his Wardens getting blocked now, isn't there? I also like that you can hand off to the catcher reliably. So, yeah, that was a good move to stop this 2D into this 2D. Good shout, but I'll still be tempted to blitz there. Because he could, I can't serve him because he's there. I'd still be tempted to use the blitz here to get this 2D on the war dancer. Try to shore this up as much as you can. You could put him here, couldn't he? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a silly question, Targaryen Tantrum. Of course, I did not make the logo. It's from the official website. I have nowhere near the skills to make such a logo myself. Squeaky bum time now, as his war dancer takes the 2D with tackle. I hate that you see all of the skills that they have. We know that they've got thick skull and block and tackle. Yeah, maybe I should do Targaryen Tantrum. Maybe I should. This is probably easier to watch without them, seeing as I hate dwarves for the control. We know they've all got a thick skull. We don't need to see that. Yeah, if that was my war dancer, it would have been a pound of death. That's why I didn't want to use Blood Elves if I qualified. Because, you know, if you get a dead war dancer, it really, really hurts your chances for the rest of the tournament, doesn't it? With it not being res. Yeah, one of the runners has block. This runner has block, and one of the linemen. The thing is, though, I like it to tell who's the catcher. It's not easy to see who the catcher is here, really, is it? It doesn't stand out that much, apart from the fact he's got the ball. So I do like it for the catcher. And maybe the blitzers, not the blitzers are quite easy to tell who they are. But yeah, there's no real need for it. Dwarves messing everything up as usual. The thing is, by this like dwarf player playing, you know, more conservatively, which is maybe the better play, it means that it's also easier for Strider to just, you know, disconnect and not get his guys destroyed. Whereas what happens with me is I play noobs, and they just base everybody, and it becomes hard because, you know, it really puts the stress on your two rerolls. I wouldn't say I'm rooting for Strider, but I'm rooting for anybody who isn't dwarf most of the time. And he is a fumble coach, yes. He has won a major with humans. So, hats off to him for that. Yeah, exactly. Everybody. You can't root for dwarves, can you? You have to root against dwarves. I'm surprised he went for that dwarf. That dodge, really, because he's only armor 8. And he had to do a 4+3+ to not get served. I'd have just left him down, I think. Well, it's a pretty notable achievement, Sam Davies, winning a major with humans, I think. It is pretty notable. He unforlorned them. See, I think in a way, the playing conservative with dwarfs isn't as good as the Allman's contact, because now by playing off him, he's not putting the Wood Elf player under pressure to use his rerolls. Here he gets to chain this guy out, so he just gets a 2+ dodge away. Oh, I chain out the War Dancer for more blocks. Yeah, that's even better, because he gets the dodge out here if he's down. So that's nice. He's not putting in pressure on his rerolls, that's the thing. I would rather give the Wood Elf player, you know, 6 or 7 or 8 blocks, and then there's a good chance of him using a reroll. Whereas now he's letting him conserve his rerolls, and ultimately he's still moving forward with most players. So when the Wood Elf player makes the break, he's not going to be able to cover him. I don't think. Maximising blocks with Wood Elves. Why not if your opponent lets you? There's some people who would have dodged everybody away there. Yes, that's a good point, Lupac. I saw some Looker Noob get a couple of injuries against Dwarfs and picked up an easy win in the end. That's the thing, isn't it? Basically, that's why kind of Orcs and Dwarves are a bit bad, because they pay for that armor 9, and in those games where they take injuries, they're just a bad team, aren't they? If they get outnumbered by Elves, whereas Elves are so good because they've got armor 7, so if they don't take injuries and stuff, you know, it's a funny old game. That's why I think Elves are overpowered. More than anything else. This guy's off screening hard, but I'm not sure it's the right play because he's not putting the woodies under pressure to use that we want. And he's leaving the centre pretty uncovered here. And he didn't blitz the wall answer with tackle, did he? Which I would have been inclined to have done. Instead putting this guy here, like, who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is one situation here where the old elf screen is not really relevant, because is he going to really try and blitz through here? You could have had him there. You could have moved this troll slayer to here, and then this guy could have blitzed him. There are no injuries yet, so. But the dwarf has played very conservatively. He hasn't got his men in contact, so he hasn't made or received many blocks. No, yeah, the dwarves are not overcommitting. Yeah, I don't think he's going to, but eventually he's going to have to commit. So, like, this is the thing. He's getting block dice. Like, I would be getting in the water. He's living a charmed life. There is an easy break down the centre, but there's no need to take it yet, is there? Turn 5 he could do, I guess. Still, I don't know. See, this is the thing. He finally gives him a block, and he rolls a 1 and 9. You know? I think he should have. I think he should have got people in contact a bit more. Yeah, he did. I think he did overcommit by moving this guy here. I think he should have been there, or even here. I don't know. It's hard to say. It is tough. Yeah, it's funny how people's perception of bad dice are skewed to themselves, as a rule. Obviously, bad players tend to get better dice than good players, because bad players are trying crazy stuff. So he is making the break through the middle, which is fair enough. Hello, the Watrix. Yeah, see, so for all this dwarf player playing off and trying to hold the line, eventually the Wood Elves make a move, and now it's like, you know, for all this guy's moving forward. Wow, he can go here. This guy can get to here. Big deal. Yeah, well, they kind of do get better dice in a way, bad coaches, because they need better dice. So if you have to make 4-2, if you make 6-2 plus rolls, and you roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you haven't got good dice. But if you roll six dice and you get 5 plus, then you get 3 5 pluses. It matters. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain in a format where you're trying to not think. Well, the thing is, Targaryen Tantrum, with the Woodies in the World Cup, they're not meant to be the most OP in this tournament format, because this tournament format, nobody knows what this tournament format is, because most tournament formats are Resurrection, and this is not Resurrection. So you know, Elves are about 50-50 with Dwarves in a res format, and when they don't get res, they can get themselves into trouble, can't they? First game, if your War Dancer gets killed, you're not going to be very happy. On the other hand, though, Game Rule says it is hard for the Dwarfs to like level their alignment and stuff. So Wood Elves, like stuff like Lizardmen, are great in tabletop because they get block on their Saurus, whereas in this kind of format they don't get, you know, they've got to level their Saurus. So Lizardmen straight away go from a tier 1 NAF style to pretty terrible here, I think. I don't think many people have used Lizardmen at all. Whereas Wood Elves are suffering from not being res. He's still not going all men's content. Hello, Minaris. Yeah, it would have been. I think it would have been much better if it had been res form. Because it just takes some of the look out, doesn't it? Yeah, of course, it's fair that they did it this way. This way is a lot easier for them to do, but it would have just been nice. It would have been nice to have had 1,100 TV with skill sets on this, of course. I would like a matchmaking league like that, and make that matchmaking league the NF official. That would have been unbelievably good, if you ask me. Frenzy trapping himself. Not to worry. But I mean, here it's easy, isn't it? You've got, well, you can blitz one of these away, blitz him away, and then just dodge everybody else away or something like this. He's got a dodge with dodge, hasn't he? Because it's only a troll slayer. Everyone else has got a free dodging space here. So you could maybe blitz him free, so he doesn't need to dodge. And you've got 2 guys, 3, 4, 5, 6. Loads of guys can get out pretty easily. You can get out, move around. Sorry, common mirror TV. Yeah, that could have been an interesting loot pack, yeah, something like that. Yeah, 1400. That's the thing, they could do something like 1400 because they're on a PC. But, and like tabletop, you know, you can't have too many skills in tabletop because it's really hard to track them. Whereas they could do that in this. Yeah, he's still got a reroll, so this is however he wants to do this. He gets to bust out loads of players pretty easily. Yeah, that is true bleeding hippie, very good point. Don't want to make it just random. So he used a reroll there. Interesting. I don't know why he made this roll first. I would have made this blitz with the roll answer first, which then obviously would have had to reroll a double skull. But that was a 1 in 9 risk to just do this. Is he just blocking everybody? Strange. Now this is getting interesting. It's funny that the dwarf player's given him so few blocks, yet he has done a double down and a double skull. Yeah, I would have done that. I would have started this blitz and this move. Yeah, Inarian went with the 0 reroll start of like full positions basically. So there you go, for all of the dwarves playing off. I think you've got to go all men's contact with dwarves and defense against elves. I've never been this lucky to have somebody just, you know, dodging dwarves away and elf screening, because it just lets him blow a hole in his defense. And now, for all this, what does he have? You could chain him forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would need a blitz here, which you can't really do, and then chain him forward so that he can mark him. But that's lane. That's still just a 1 and 6. Or he's got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, J5, J5. So 2 3 pluses and 2 2 pluses, and he gets 2 dice on him. I guess that's his number 1 play, which is pretty lame, isn't it? Yeah, Elves lose all rerolls, you know. I want more fairness though. I think Res would have been the best way to have done it. Yeah, agreed, Sam Davies. That seems to be the play. Beat up Elves and make it 2-turn. Oh, he's not even trying it. He's really conservative. So now he's going to make two pluses to make the Elf make a 2+ dodge, or well, he's not even going to do that. He's just going to blitz him with more dice. So they should have done from the start bleeding hippie. I don't think the dwarf player, he's kind of played the safer route or whatever, I don't know, like he's tried to defend well, but you can't do it because you're too slow and you're eventually going to leave a gap, like he did, which maybe he could have not left that gap, but still, it didn't achieve much. If he just jammed in hard, all players contact, even if he'd given up 11 2-dice blocks every single turn, like which he couldn't give up that many. But even if he just walled him off, he's going to roll 1 in 9s or 1 in 36s and use his rerolls up. So I think that's what he should have done. But he didn't, and it looks like it's going to be an easy turn 8 stall. And he might get a good drive going on his own, in the second half, tie it up, and then 50-50 to see who wins. But one thing's for sure, that the Elves could still win if they lose the toss. Wow, 1D pow, standard dwarf. It's got to be an injury. No, unbelievable. Unbelievable that a dwarf 1 dice wasn't an injury. But one thing's for sure, it's always a pow. You can defend all half like he did. He just did it badly. Yeah, it's fair enough, but it's really risky, isn't it, against Elves? Should witches be used for ball sacking, surfing, or injuring with palm? Well, I like to build witch elves to kill. If I roll a double on a witch elf, I like mighty blow, and I don't like mighty blow and wrestle. So I build my witches with block. But wrestle's fine. So the dwarf 2-turn is on. Interesting. Imagine if the dwarf's 2-turn. Or get a riot to make it a 3-turn. So yeah, I guess it was fair defending from the dwarves. Dwarves can indeed 1-turn touchdown, but your opponent has to set up 3 tight like this, and you need to know how to do it. It's very, very, very difficult. We've got 11 players, so they have got a chance, but it's extremely difficult. Somebody on Fumbles made a 1-turn touchdown with chaos, with no frenzy. So it's definitely doable. And obviously they could get a quick snap to make it a little bit easier. This would be funny. So he's gone for the standard chevron defense. So he's skilled at his catcher doing that. Standard chevron, which is fine against Wolves. Yeah, I really don't like stalling without a reroll. But the thing is, that's why if I was the Dwarves, I think going all men's contact with the Dwarves would be fine, because sure the Elves might break away, and you might be out of position for a couple of turns, but it's not that bad, because the Elves can't really score too early. So if it was extra time, I think I would have defended how the Dwarves defended, because you can't afford to give up a touchdown at any time. But you can let them score in 5 turns or something, because you might score in 4 yourself, maybe. So I'm not really a fan of how the Dwarves defended, but they did manage to force the score a little early, didn't they? A lot of these are on Fumble actually. These players here on the Team Hellhound. I didn't realise it was such a big team. Maybe some of them are just his friends. Flicks is good, Candlejack's good. I've heard of Oventa. Oh, I played Oventa. Or I'm playing Oventa. I think also, I guess, we've just lost a Team Hellhound then. In the NAFTC. I guess that's what's just happened. I didn't even know who we were playing in the NAFTC. But Team Fantastic just lost in the NAFTC. Due to the captain's tiebreaker. Which was a bit of a shame. Yeah, I'm playing Oventa today. No, tomorrow. Wait, what? Oh wow, isn't that crazy? Strider84 is the captain of Team Hellhound in the NAFTC and beat Enzo in a Wood Elf mirror to win it for them. Isn't that crazy? Yes, it is really live, Double Skull. It is really live. You can see from this bar being full, if it's a replay, the bar fills up as the match goes on. And there's a live saying, there's a live sign there so that people don't say, is it live? Yeah, these poor old dwarfs have not done anything really. So yeah, he's got a lack of receiving threats here, doesn't he, really? Strider is the Elves. So he's got to hope for like a double skull here or something, hasn't he? So obviously Strider will completely surround him so that if he does double skull, in fact he'll make it 3 dice. Should be able to make this 3 dice pretty easily. He needs to move this dwarf forward a little bit, surely. He's going out of time. Move this guy in here. Oh, he ran out. He didn't do that. So he could just sack the runner here. But then it's probably better to just knock over the one guy who can score, isn't it? Let's be honest. $2D on him. 75% of the time he's down. If he's not down, he's probably pushed back. Yeah, it's a shame he can't get 3 dice, but this is the only play, isn't it, to surround the one guy who can score. Oh, he did go for the dodge. Interesting. So he gets the 3D. No, there's no need to foul. I think fouling is terrible, especially on turn 16 against a thick skull player. Absolutely terrible. Probably the dwarves are so slow you probably can't even get 3 dice on this guy. Oh yeah, you can. Oh no, you can't. You can't because of the screen there. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you can't even get 3 dice on. So just 2 dice. You'd have to frenzy. Oh yeah, you can just frenzy. You can chain push him twice, can't you, with frenzy? Oh, that was bad by Jokero moving this guy here. That was a bad move, Jokero, I said. Strider84, that is a bad move. Oh no, it's not that bad because it's got to be minus 2D, hasn't it? The second hit's going to be minus 2D. But still, you've got to go for that, haven't you? Minus 2D. But yeah, this move was a bit of a bad move. Yeah, 1 push isn't enough. Yeah, it was a good spot, that move there was a bad move. Especially with him not going here. Yeah, 2D uphill isn't that bad odds, is it? Plus it pushes him to here, where it's just a 3+ dodge out. Wow. Oh well, that would have been the catcher injured, so there you go. So Strider played to protect his catcher, maybe give up the score, and it did protect the catcher. It's funny how we're talking about the 2D uphill not only needing a push, yet he won in 81 that block to not even get a push on the first one. Pretty crazy. Yeah, he had a surprisingly good chance to score there, I think. Certainly better than he needed to. It might have been a 6+ intercept, but he might have been able to base people with the intercept. Yeah, it wasn't likely. It wasn't a likely touchdown by any means, but it was still more likely than no chance. Yeah, the Dwarfs need to get some damage here. Depends how well the Dwarf plays. He saw the chain push, so he's not terrible. He played sensibly on defense. So I'm not sure whether playing sensibly was the right play. Yeah, that troll slayer was like me trying to save somebody. .12% chance. That's surprisingly much, isn't it? 1 in 50. I mean, we see 1 in 36s quite a few times every game. Yeah, it was a nice kick. This is why I don't like taking kick as well, because you can just randomly have things like this. Really tough for the Dwarfs now, because he doesn't get to smash people up. He's got to bring everyone back, I think. Otherwise he'll have the old a few guys back and a few guys here, and the whole elf team here is really not what he wants. I wouldn't even blitz if I was him, I don't think. I guess he could, it's not too bad. Put guy there and blitz him. Oh yeah, if he makes a 1 in 9 here, he's almost done. I think I would just run these 3 guys back and not blitz. Even though it does expose your Troll Slayer a bit. Maybe just run the Troll Slayer back and get this blitz in here. Yeah, it's a nice spot for him. Yeah, when this happens to AV7 agility for 7-3-4-7. This looks pretty good. If I made it in, I would probably just play Dark Elves and hope to blodge up the blitzers and maybe rodge up the witch, with it being such a short format. He's still going to be left with the whole elf team here. Which is again why I would have maybe just pulled these 2 guys back as well. So what if you knock somebody down? Now this guy's getting blitzed and the whole team's here. It's going to be horrible. Absolutely horrible for him. That might well be game, that kick. The random deep kick that he got. You can just fully elf screen like here, here, here. Elves are disgusting, isn't it? You can just go for a dodge out here, kind of 3+2 plus not even hand. I'd have maybe stuck these two guys up first. Because now he does get to swing around over here a little bit, doesn't he, with this guy being here and being able to move these. Just to make a pretty strong cage actually up here. So yeah, I think I'd have made these. Well, I mean, he did the right thing moving him out first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can't reroll it. I think Elves with 3 rerolls are so much better than Elves with 2, because you couldn't reroll that. But these guys couldn't realistically dodge out very easily. So I think maybe still stand these 2 up first, then dodge him, then do this dodge. This dodge kills him if he makes these 3, 2. Gets a guy there. Yeah, he gets his cage up and gets to swing his whole, blitz him and swing his whole team round to here. He went a bit too far over that side, I think. Maybe it's the War Dancer, if the War Dancer had gone out here. Something like this. But then he could have blasted through the middle. This guy looks like a bad move. Tag on the catcher with tackle. There's 1 injury, Targaryen Tantrum. 1 injury on turn 16 when he was trying to get a push. The one time he wasn't trying to kill an elf was the time he got it. He has played very conservative, well not conservative, I don't know, passively. Very passive defense, so you know. I don't think he'll leap right now. I think he'll swing his whole team back around to about here somehow. But he's in a bit of a pickle with not standing these guys up. More death, the better, absolutely. So he's just going to run around here. Yeah, blitz to get this guy out with a pal. No. In a bit of a pickle. You really need that 2+ dodge to 2 of them, and maybe should have stood those 2. I'm not sure. Funny that 2+ roll would have made, and then this 3+2+ would have killed the game, probably. But right now it's looking like 1-1 and overtime. Anything can still happen though, can't it? Dwarfs probably need the Vengabus formation to guard against the leap. At some point, not quite yet. Guy again. He KO'd himself. Seeing as the Dwarfs couldn't remove players, he did it for him. So obviously he's got to go as far forward as he can. Take these guys out, get them forward, move forward the full 6. Hello, Scarametto. Yep. This is the second round. I believe it's the second round. There's a fancy table that Cyanide make. The table. I guess nothing. Well, he's just moving right now. I can show you for a second. Yeah, second round. It was at the top right there. Yeah, it is. Neither side are really pushing it, but of course it is the World Cup. I think he's done wrong making a 5-man cage here. I think he should have done the old, what's it called, Vengabus formation. Ball carrier here, another player next to him, so that to stop against the leap a little bit. Now he's getting hit with tackle. No. He's not breaking armor at all, is he? It's Dwarfs. Wow. He can screen here as well, can't he? He can have a guy there and a guy here. To really protect against the leap. That's a great formation. He hasn't blitzed, has he? I think it's best for him to not blitz. And just get a guy here. And a guy here. The Vengabus is like a 5-man cage, but it's actually a 6-man cage, and you extend it out 1 square forward. Like so, for example, if the both war dancers were here in front, you would have this guy forward 1, this guy forward 1, and an extra player in here. So that if they leap into your cage, it's a -2d for them, unless they somehow get in the back. So you put it in the direction of where the war dancers are. But normally they're in front of you, so it's like a bus. Oh, so he did get to make the blitz still, and then bring this guy out. Ah. Basing on offense, I don't like that so much. So now he's left a hole here, so he could just leap in for the 1D. I really don't like that. I would have definitely screened it off. I would have left this guy here or here, and not left this leap on. Like not that it's maybe not the right play to go for the leap. Almost certainly not the right play to go for the leap, but I still wouldn't have left it on. Because it's so easy to get unlucky, isn't it, with elves? Elves and leaps. Wow, there you go. Probably more armor breaks for the elves than the dwarfs. He's got a lot up here, hasn't he? He's got a lot back behind the ball. I don't like that. I'd have gone forward with everybody, as I said. And now it's 9 for the Woodies and 10 for the Dwarfs. I'm like, why did he go for that block? It doesn't achieve anything. You know, like, it didn't achieve anything giving away that block. Because he doesn't need to re-roll it if he'd won 9-8. Because he's on defense. Bad that he played so passively on defense and yet he's playing aggressively on offense. I don't like that. Now he's going to have to probably run back a little bit. Why are these guys out here just so you could hit a war dancer? You've got to get moving with Dwarfs. He's looking in a very bad position now. All of a sudden, with that mindless exposing of this guy. It absolutely is showing. Well, there's no need. There was no need to give up that block, was there? There was no need to give up that block at all. It deserved to be a guaranteed AV break, though he was unlucky with the war dancer blitz. He's really got to get these guys up now. And now he's going to get arm right blitz next turn. No match for the war dancer hitting 90 blow, absolutely. He obviously can't score before turn 16, or he loses, guaranteed. He's making a bigger push. No heavy break again. The Dwarfs don't have an apple. Or I guess they would have used it on that badly hurt. And the Elves still have their apple available. I don't like this. This is pretty overextending. I'd have only made this if this guy didn't go here. I think I would have blitzed this guy and tried to get everybody together here. Because now is the time where the Elves are going to swarm the cage probably. And need 5 players up here. No idea why he got messes. So yeah, now's probably the time, isn't it, when he's got 4 players completely out of it. He can protect against them with like a player here. Or a player here does a lot. Yeah, see, swarm. The cage swarm is happening. And he even gets the blitz armor right. Disgusting. Yeah, I don't like that. Bit of an overextend there, I think. Interesting. I think if I would have tried to get more in here to cut these off more, whereas now it looks like he's left the reverse on to about here. Yeah. With him, get the ball back here, but more importantly, get these into the game. He could always just do the score, but then he's lost. I think if he scores before turn 16, I think he's lost. Hello, beard. Yeah, I think he's got to get the ball back to about here. But at least get his players in the game now by doing that. Double skulls. The blocking has been horrendous for the Dwarfs, to be fair. Absolutely brutal. Now he hasn't got a reroll for the dodge. So can he even dodge now? He might have to hand off to him. It's looking absolutely horrible for him now. Absolutely horrible. Hand off to him and move him back. I guess dodging to here is better than that. Yeah, he's got to dodge while he's still there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Get a cage up here. His only real option. Got to go for this 3+. Well, same difference. You'd have failed the dodge. Oh, more dwarves injured than elves. Disgusting. That's game. That's pretty much game there. Almost certainly. Yeah, and it's because he overextended here. Yeah. GG. GG. Brutal. He's got to feel a little bit hard done by the dwarf, I think. Oh wow, that's interesting. Not too easy to get the Troll Slayer there. Did he scatter the ball? He had no choice. He had the ball. Yeah, it's a pretty good scatter for him. You can't really get a player here for the assist there. So you have to put in a player here, block him, then blitz him. So it's still possible. War Dancer in there. Oh no. And he's going to chain the scatter or something. Chain the scatter, fair enough. I don't think you'll be doing a leap this game anymore. I think I would have gone for this 2D, rather than chain the scatter. But it was still a bad scatter for him, couldn't it? It could have come out here or here or something. Pretty safe to leave the War Dancer in there because he hasn't got tackle. And it's still horrible for the Dwarfs as well, isn't it? It's still absolutely horrible. What does he even do? He's got one of his runners injured. It's 9 versus 9. He still gets to make that block anyway. It's really hard for the Dwarves. Oh, I'm surprised when I would have gone for this block. The reason being, he stands up and he's got a 2D on him to scatter the ball. Turnover losers. And he left that guy on the ground. Nah, I don't think there's any need to try to recover it this turn. He just wants to leave the Dwarves in a pickle, don't? Like, Elves just need to make the Dwarfs roll dice, basically. And, you know, once you get the ball down, it's going to be really hard for him to pick it up and protect the ball from another blitz next turn. Which is why I don't think it's that important. No, I don't think he's going to leap this match, Alex, really, basically. Because he's on top. He's got to save his rerolls for overtime in case it doesn't go, so yeah. He's only going to leap if you're only going to leap. The way he plays at Wood Elves is that he's only going to leap if he has to, which is the way I like to play Wood Elves as well. Some people play them a bit more crazily, but he's in a good spot, isn't he? And if you're in a good spot, you don't need to leap. It's only if everything's gone horribly wrong that maybe you've got to go for a leap, or if you're winning so much that you can go for a cheeky leap. Desperation leaps and cheeky leaps, and right now he's not winning comfortably. But nor is he in a pickle. I go. You don't want to go for the skirts. You can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up, can you? So I would have maybe pushed him here and followed him and surfed with this ward answer. Not maybe. I would have 100% pushed him to here and surfed with a Troll Slayer. So what's going to do with the ball, like leave it here. GFI to smash the wall and set pieces. Wow, he's just not breaking armor ever. It's insane. That was really bad. Frenzy trapped himself instead of surfing. Horrible not follow there. Unforgivable that he didn't follow with this block here. Absolutely terrible. Of course though, he's a dwarf, so we've got a 1D power into armor break. Absolutely standard. But now he doesn't have a tight cage for the sideline cage. I guess he's going to go here. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good spot actually, isn't it? So now there could be a leap. because it is just a straight leap to get the 1D. He's strength 2, so we can't try anything cheeky in that way. You could just stand everybody else up, get everyone in position, and then go for that cheeky leap. Well, with him, I guess, since he's down. And kind of trap with a 3+ dodge. 3+ without dodge, then a 2+ without dodge. So he could go for the leap here. Yeah, the Canor receiving threat. It's fair enough, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't so much of a receiving threat as he was knocked down up there, so he just moved down. I'm sure he'll bring him into the fray here, like marking him or something if he wants to. Not looking so bad now with those 2 stuns. Finally breaking some armor. Oh, 1 in 9. Kill a War Dancer. No. Boo. That wasn't that bad a chance, I guess, because he could have re-rolled. And did, but now he's only got 1 reroll for all the time, if it gets there. Oh. Oh! KO'd! KO'd from the GFI! Brutal. Oh, he can surf this War Dancer now. Oh, surfing a War Dancer has to be done. And then somehow get his guys into position. Maybe he can't surf him. He has to though, he has to surf him. He just has to, doesn't he? He has to surf him. It's the law. It's a War Dancer. Should have gone for the surf first. Can't score this turn though, Alex. That's the thing. He's just got to hit these guys. Block him, and then try to get some kind of formation like ball here. 3 guys protecting him. If you can do that and still surf him. Ball there, guy there, guy there, guy there. So maybe blitz with a troll somewhere. No, it's not nice, is it? Got a guy here, and then here. That's all he needs, I guess. But even then, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A couple of 2+ to get to him. He could come round here, something. It's interesting because while he obviously wants to surf this War Dancer, you know, just push there, surf. It's like it really limits who he's got to defend. I guess he blitzes here. Yeah. So he's still got 3 players. He really wanted to power him though. He's got to go to there. Well, a player here and a player here, and ball here. That works, doesn't it? Almost. He's got to surf the one, isn't it? And you can put the ball there. Or even here. Bloody war dances. I guess he should have made that move first. So that if he got that, he could move this guy up. And then change these around. Oh, don't re-roll it. Yeah, he couldn't re-roll that. He's not terrible with that. He's not played bad, the dwarf. Which is good, because the private league qualifiers could have been very bad players. So now what's he going to do? Try a 1D here or something? Could 1D him. And then try to 1D the ball or something. Or just prepare for overtime and make attrition blocks. It's his second round games for it, dude. With my favourite for the tournament up against Dwarfs. Can't re-roll that. I would just score. Oh no, I guess he could. He's got to surf the war dancer. He literally has to. He has to try to surf the war dancer. There's no option, even if it uses a re-roll. He has to try to surf the war dancer. Can never get a push when he needs it. Well, the reason for that, Skurometso, is nobody good has got Dark Elf teams. It's purely off the coaching of the fact that Strider84 is the captain of Team Hellhound, the tabletop and fumble like team. Very good players like Jokero. His war dancer there. He's a very good player. And yeah, he's won a major with humans, so yeah, he's obviously a good player. He beat Endzone, who was using Wood Elves. Yeah, he should have taken both down, absolutely, and then he could have blocked and he could have pissed him, so that was bad play. Absolutely squirrel dude, he should have indeed taken both down there. Then he could have pushed, tried for a push there. Or he could have tried for a push, whichever. Yeah, and then he could have done the blitz, so blitz serve. Far better to surf the because you don't make this block without block. And he still can't surf unless he goes with him. Blitz a serve. Serve touchdown. Serve touchdown would have been pretty nice. Lately, even. But you need the reroll for overtime Targaryen Tantrum, that's the thing. But yeah, I would they've taken the both down when hitting the War Dancer would have been the thing, and then blitz the War Dancer and try to. 1 in 9 to use your reroll is horrible. You know, I wouldn't have tried that block at all. I wouldn't have gone for that block. It was a very greedy block by the runner. Which overtime? Yeah, you might one turn this. But you know, if you're the dwarf, you've got to go for the overtime. You've got to count that there's going to be overtime. You can't just assume your opponent's going to get the one turn and you blink for nothing. Well, the dwarf player isn't defending the one turn, so they could. It's not hard, is it? To one turn. It's essentially Skaven team. He needs to make that a blocker on his own, not a troll slayer. Otherwise, he's got two. He can't. He needs blitzers on the line, maybe even a troll slayer. He needs this to be a lineman, and this to be a lineman. This one needs to be a lineman as well. Yeah, the overtime definitely does favour dwarves in that they're more likely to be players up and they're more likely to tie. However, that actually players down crazily. Well, if these guys come back, they could be players down in overtime. This guy has to be a... Is he finished? No. This has to be a blocker. He's making it too easy for him if it's not. And he also needs to spread out the line. Having the line together is too bad. It's making it easy for him here. Very poor. Yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible. This should have been a blocker. Should have swapped here, and they should have spread out. This is really easy for him, or he should just try to put players up. But obviously, it's harsh for him being 2 players down. It's obviously really harsh, really unlucky. But that was very, very, very poor setup. So obviously blitz in here, get the first push forward, and then a block and get the second push. And he only needs 2 pushes. So absolutely crazy. Crazy setup from the Dwarfs. Terrible. The question is, do you use your reroll on the 1-turn attempt? Or do you keep it for overtime? I guess you've got to keep it for overtime. Unless it's like the last GFI. It's crazy, isn't it, Targaryen Tantrum? He played pretty well for the whole match, the Dwarfs. Like, not bad at all, but this was a terrible, terrible setup. Yeah, first push you can't reroll. I don't think you can well, second. If the second's a double skull or both down, you can't reroll it. Be interesting. Be interesting to see if and when he fails. Riot. Oh. GG. He might still go for the one turn. Oh no. He could have still gone for the one turn because it was so easy, but now he'll just chain out his players free. Yeah, Dwarves are dead. Pretty much. Riot. I hate riots. No one turn attempt now though, Targaryen. He was just freeing up his players from all box. Yeah, I hate Riot particularly because, you know, it really screws over people like Dwarfs who play their asses off to get a tie against the odds, and then Riot just kills them. Or at least he's only got 8 players on the pitch, so he's not outnumbering you yet. He's literally broken armor more times. It feels like he's broken armor more than the Dwarves. Crazy. I guess he can't. I guess he could try for a cheeky pass here and see if it works. And then we're here. Well down. No, he can still get 2 tacklers here, but then still just a 1 in 36 to score, isn't it, realistically? Pretty much GG. Bit of a shame that a Riot decided it. Would have been interesting to see the 1 turn attempt. Yeah, this is the thing, Fast Eddie. What I thought that a lot of good players would be in the World Cup, and this Dwarf player is pretty decent, to be fair. And if they're good, then the luck is going to not decide it, but it's going to make it really hard. Like, really hard. And that's why I wasn't that bothered about qualifying for it, because I figured it's going to be so hard to actually win. You know, with the luck being involved. You put bad players, you know, they can be the luckiest people in the world. They're still going to lose a hell of a lot of the time. Hello, Robocop. I don't know, if someone's really terrible Maslab, they can have all the luck in the world and not win. Some of the games on my streams are outrageous. The you know, the luck they've got, and yet they've been in the game but they still lost. The amount of luck that some people need is pretty outrageous. Yeah, the Elves have been pretty lucky. They've taken hardly any heavy bricks. Out. Outcast the Dwarfs. This is a nightmare, isn't it? It's so easy. I guess he's just got to base him. What the hell? Is this a blitz? He just went for the 5-up blitz. Fair enough, I guess. I would have based him first, because now he just blitzes him. Silly not basing him first. That was terrible. Oh yeah, he blitzed his gut block. That was terrible not basing him and not getting another player in here somewhere. Yeah, there are kickoff events at tabletop tournaments. I don't think anybody doesn't use kickoff events, but the fact that there's the option in Cyanide means that they should have at least asked people. That was terrible not marking this guy. Yeah, the Dwarf player did play terribly the last 2 turns, yeah. Absolutely terrible. Is he going to go for the handoff? 1 in 36. Nah, he skilled him up. He could do though. Maybe he's going to think about it. Might as well think about it for 3 minutes. You could try the handoff without re-rolling it. He was serious with the green, but he was already leveled though, as you were. That's the thing. The War Dancer was already on 7, so that was really greedy. That was incredibly greedy. If it had been on the rookie War Dancer, fair enough, but on the 7-star player, incredibly greedy. Wow. Yep, GG Strider. I made 10 AV breaks to 5, but it felt like his were more effective. 2 injuries inflicted versus 1 injury and 2 KOs. Only marginally outblocked, but still 48 blocks is a lot. To only get 10 armor breaks. He was pretty unlucky, I think, the Dwarfs. But there you go.